everybody, it's Matthew Smith here, and I hope you guys are all having a safe and fabulous night tonight. And although you guys might be at home, right now, I am about to take you guys on a trip to Italy. That's right, because tonight I will be showing you guys how to make an egg yolk ravioli with a brown butter sage sauce. So get your boarding passes ready, as I'm gonna take you a trip to Italy through food. So let's get started. So we will have 3 steps here. So first we have to make the homemade pasta dough, then we have to make the spinach and ricotta filling, and then we have to assemble it and put the egg yolk in and cook it, and then do the brown butter sage sauce. So let's start on our first step, and that is making our homemade pasta dough. So what I have here is 1 cup of sifted flour, and I'm just gonna make a little well here to put my eggs in. And we wanna make a good, sturdy well, just like a nice wall. All right, so good. And now I have 1 egg and 2 egg yolks, and we're just gonna pour that in here. Add a pinch of salt and a dab of olive oil. Now, taking our fork, we're just gonna kind of stir those ingredients together and slowly add in some flour. Now you can do this on your counter, but I find that the bowl gives it more protection and it's also a little less messy. Okay, so until it's all mixed in, I'm gonna add in a little more flour. We really wanna be patient with this process. Until all the flour is basically gone, then we're gonna add in some more. A little more. And a little more. This is what it should look like fine now. And then we're just gonna keep on doing this process a couple of more times. Okay, so it's beginning to thicken, and I'm gonna ditch my fork, and now I'm gonna get in with my hands, which is my favorite part, because as a kid, I think we can all agree here in Livingston that using your hands is the best kind of tool. So now we're gonna start adding in a little more flour. And we're gonna keep on repeating this process until it starts to thicken a little more. And it also might stick to my hands a little, as you can see, but that's okay, because as we keep on adding more, it will start to thicken up a little more and won't stick to your hands as much. That's also how you know when it's going to be done. Now I'm going to take some flour from my working flour container. I like to keep one separate from my regular flour container, so I can just stick my hands in there and dust it on the counter. Then I'm going to take my dough, and I'm going to start kind of kneading it just like this. Be a little aggressive, but not too aggressive. And then you're gonna add in a little more flour. I'm gonna start working that in to get it a little thicker. Pour it on here, start working it in. Get a little more, start working it in. As you can see right here, it's definitely starting to thicken up a little. And add a little more. And it's starting to stick to my hands less and less. All right, our last bit of flour here. We might not need it all, but that's okay. And our last bit of flour, we're just gonna take a little, dust it on, and pour it in. Okay. So now this is what it looks like, and now to get it that yellow kind of color, we're gonna pour some olive oil on top, and we're gonna kind of rub that in, and that's almost gonna give it like a protection, as you can see. So it's not gonna make it, so it's gonna keep it nice and moist, so you won't go in and be like, it feels like rock, because it's gonna keep it nice and it will help it not get too dry. Okay, and now I'm just gonna dust it off to the side, clean it up later. That's my dad's job. But just like dust it off, it's okay. And then we're gonna take our plastic wrap and we're gonna put it in the side evenly. We're gonna make it into a little ball evenly, and then we want to make sure it's even on both sides. And then we're just gonna start rolling it, kind of like sushi, and pat it down. Alright, so now this is going to go in the fridge for 30 minutes, which is prep. You can also do 10 minutes, but I like to put it in for 30 minutes. So now we're going to go put that on. And I almost forgot, you do want to wash your hands too, because one time my house became so doughy that I thought it was a dough palace, so. Perfect, we're going to. And now we can put it into the fridge. Alright, so now step 1 is done. And now we gotta set our timer for 30 minutes. Alexa, please set the timer for 30 minutes.
30 minutes, starting now.
It's always good to say please, just like a friend. So now we're on to our second step. And that is getting our ricotta spinach mixture. And I heated up a pan, and I'm going to pour some grapeseed oil, and we're going to cook our spinach. I like grapeseed oil because I feel like it's high-pressure cooking oil, so you don't have to worry too much about burning your oil. And now we're going to add in a good amount of chopped up spinach, about 1 to 2 to even 3 handfuls. Good, good. And now using our tongues, we're just gonna mix it together. And you do want a good amount though, because it will wilt and it will get much smaller. And I'll show you what that will be once we're done. Now to season, we're gonna add in some crushed black pepper. Just gonna add that in. We're going to keep on stirring. And spinach cooks really quickly because we're actually almost done here. Okay, so now I turned off my heat and we are officially done. And as you can see, look how much smaller it is. It really does wilt. It's really interesting. That's the thing about spinach. You definitely want to make sure that you put a good amount. And now I'm going to take my bowl and we're just going to place it back in. And now let's go over to assemble our mixture. Okay, we're gonna be kind of like in the circus. Okay, circus act done. And now we are going to assemble our filling. So first we're going to dump a good amount of spinach in, but not too much. That should be good. And then we're going to take a couple scoopsfuls of ricotta. We want it so there's enough ricotta to make it a filling, but not like too much that's just ricotta. Okay, we're going to stir it together. Put a little more in there. And that's about good. And now we're going to put in some Parmesan cheese. And and this is going to help give it some texture and some salty flavor, because no Italian dish is really complete without Parmesan. A little more. And now we're just going to keep on mixing. Now lastly for seasoning, just a little bit of salt, but a lot of the salt also comes from the Parmesan. And some crushed black pepper. Mix that in. And now we are going to place it into a piping bag. And I like to put it on a cup because it really just helps. Keep the piping bag shape.
Are you a Cowboys fan?
And
Wearing a
if
jersey here, you know.
if you see, I do have a Cowboys cup with me. I love it for piping, but the reason why is I can explain is because I went to Dallas and I took a tour of the stadium and I was so amazed by the architecture and how they paid so much detail to like every little thing in the stadium. Like they didn't want any poles to block the view. So I just thought it was so cool that I'm like, you know what, I'm a Cowboys fan. So I know it's crazy. You can blame me, but hey, that's my claim. But now, back to cooking, back on progress. And now we put that in and we're just gonna fill it up. I'm gonna take it down, just test it out, okay? Going good. And now we're going to start assembling step 3. Now, if you just joined and you were a little late, just so you know, we're making an egg yolk ravioli, and we did it with pasta. We just finished making our pasta and our filling, and now we're going to start adding it all together. So come join us, and let's get started. So I'm going to bring my stuff over here, and now I already made some pasta dough earlier today. So although 30 minutes is not up yet, I am going to grab some pasta dough I did earlier. That looks like this. And now we're going to start rolling it out. So just going to take it out of my plastic wrap. Okay. And now I'm just going to roll it out a little, and then we're going to put it through our pasta maker. So the rolling out is just going to help it become a little thinner so it can sustain the pasta maker. Okay. And now for the pasta maker, mine starts at 6, which is the widest, and then we're going to go through the thinnest. So we're just going to put some flour on. I'm going to kind of turn this so you can put all flour on all of the circles. Flour dough a little. And now we're going to move over to my next stuffed stool, playing a little ninja here. And now we're going to start rolling it out. Just get it ready. Perfect. And now we're going to go back, take a little more flour, and flour this again. Flour is very important here because if you have too much, you're going to dry out the dough. But if you don't have enough, then you're going to have dough sticking. So put some more. And now I'm going to go to level 4 to bring it down a notch so it turns thinner. You can also use a rolling pin to roll this out, but for egg yolk ravioli, you need it to be very thin, so that's why I'm using this today. Okay, a step lower, and we're just going to keep on going lower and lower. Okay, our last step, I'm going to add in a little more flour, roll it out a little. Now it's time for our final step. It's paper thin. Okay, and now I'm going to show you how to test it to make sure it's thin enough. So we're just going to flour our surface over here. We're going to take our very long pasta dough and put it on the very edge of our counter, and we're gonna blow right here. And you should see ripples coming through. And that means it's thick enough, so it's kind of like the flag when it ripples through the air. So that's how you know your pasta dough is thin enough. And now you're gonna take a cookie cutter. You can also just cut it out with a knife. And we're gonna find 2 good circles. Circle 1. Circle 2. And this makes up a lot of pasta dough, so you do not have to use, so I'm only showing you how to make one, but there's so many others that I'm going to make after this too, so this definitely does make a lot. So we're just going to move our pasta dough up there, and now we're going to start assembling it. So I'm going to take the smaller one, and I'm just going to take my piping bag. We're going to kind of make a little nest around here. So this is what it kind of looks like. And now I'm going to take my egg, since it is an egg yolk ravioli, and we're going to get the egg yolk out of here. You can also just make it a spinach and ricotta ravioli, and don't put the egg in there. Okay. Then I'm going to save my eggshells so I can put them in the composter. Okay. And now we're just going to separate this. I like to use my hands. It's just a little bit easier, but then wash your hands because it is a raw product. Okay, now we're going to put this in. It's like a bird in a nest. Okay, so now I'm going to just wash my hands real quick. If you listened last time, you also know they should sing happy birthday to remember. So happy birthday to you, happy birthday to you, happy birthday dear one of you Livingston fellow residents. Happy birthday to you. Okay, so now we washed our hands for the proper time. And now I'm going to use these egg whites to just kind of run them around my edges of my egg yolk ravioli. Okay, and now we're going to put on our top piece. I'm going to try to make them connect. We're just going to make sure they're all covered. And you don't want to try to make it look too dented. You just want enough to make it go through. Okay, perfect. And now, using my fish spatula, I'm just going to lift it up. Perfect. And now I have some salted boiling water over here. And we're just gonna put that in. And we're gonna cover it. And once it floats to the top, we'll know that it will be officially ready. Now, in the meanwhile, I did say that this does go with the brown butter sage sauce, and you don't have to have it, but I feel like it just makes it so much more delicious. And for that, you will need 3 tablespoons of butter and some sage leaves. So I got a small pan going. Just gonna put this on. And then once it melts, we're gonna add in the sage. If you ever feel sage, you know that it almost feels like felt. It's real and it smells amazing. So we're just gonna let our brown over here. Just gonna keep on doing this. We're also going to check on our egg yolk ravioli. Let's turn down our heat, we'll see. That is officially ready. So we're gonna take it out. I'm gonna use my handy dandy tool over here, and we're gonna slowly flip it around. Okay, now we're gonna hope our butter melts a little more here. Just give it some time. And we're just gonna let this dry off a little. I'm gonna put it on this plate right here. We're just gonna flip it over, 2, 3. Good. And now over here, I'm just gonna continue to stir the butter. And most people think that when you have a brown butter sage sauce, when your butter turns brown, it means that it's burnt. That when your butter turns brown, it actually means that you're releasing the flavors in the butter and the fats even more. So a brown butter sage sauce really proves that theory wrong. Now we're gonna turn off our heat, continue to stir a little, and now we're going to put this into our plate. And we're just gonna put it in there slightly, and we're gonna kind of baste it. Just like this. Put some on top, put some on top, put some on top. We're gonna, the heat's turned off, and now take it, and we're really gonna have to try our best here. And we're gonna follow me. Take off our sage leaves, and now place this on here. I'm gonna take some off. Oopsie daisy. Just gonna take my towel to kind of clean off the edges. And then to top it, I'm gonna bring some of this beautiful brown butter sage sauce. I'm just gonna kind of drizzle it on here. Beautiful. And then, give me a second to reach it. Okay, got it. No Italian dish can be complete without some basil topping it. And boom. Now, for the final test, what I've been waiting for all day, will the egg yolk ravioli break? As you see, it's starting to break right here. The egg yolk is just bursting with deliciousness. And that's how you make an egg yolk ravioli like a pro. Thank you, everybody. And I also wanted to give a big shout out to Mr. Mike Raymer for making this possible, and all of you guys for letting me do this again, because I had so much fun, and words can't describe how grateful I am. So thank you guys so much. Bye-bye. Have a safe night.